those days, because God gives his mind to a group of chosen people so that they can rule the earth through that mind. So then, with the mind of Christ, is that you have to learn how to live. First, the natural mind is going to be manifest. But if you manage to be mature in your actions, in your decisions, when you are going to speak, when you are going to act, would you ask yourself, what does the mind of Christ say? What does the mind? Because first you think and you're there battling with what was, and you battle and think. But if you take a moment, what does the mind of Christ say? That saves you from any situation. If you think in visiting a doctor, and suddenly you take a moment to say, what does the mind of Christ say? Well, the mind of Christ says that if his life is manifest in my mortal body, I'm healed. Well, I received before going to the doctor, before making a declaration that I am not going to accomplish anything, let me see what the mind of Christ says. Because the mind of Christ is the 14 epistles expressed with revelation, not in the letter. And with that mind is that we are going to dominate the world. How many possess the mind of Christ here? The mind of Christ was activated. Well, with the mind of Christ, your debt is to think like Christ. Debtors not to the flesh, but to the spirit. Therefore, you should think as the mind of Christ thinks. And if you do that, that is a folly. It's a lifestyle that's a folly. It is a rich folly because you are saying what God says you are. The mind of Christ says that you are a treasure in a vessel of clay. And a treasure has a lot of value. And that's what you've said.